Hi guys, this is Alfred from BinaryOptionsTutor.com. I just thought I'd do a little live trade today and really cover some of the basics of binary options. And if we were talking about the basics, it would really be how to put on a trade, how to put on an option. Basically, you've got a higher trade, a lower trade. Because of the way I got my screen set up, you probably can't see that other arrow on the other side for higher. I'm trying to get the this this chart here on the screen at the same time. But you can tell that I'm looking to take a call because um, I'm over here on this Markets World demo, and you can see it's blue for a call, which is essentially just calling the market up, or we would be red for putting the market down. That's the first way I ever heard it explained to me. Now we got a nice pop here to the downside. We have a little time left to get in, so there's not really much of a hurry, but we're gonna go ahead and take it. And let's talk a little bit about I'm going to get really ahead of myself here, but we're going to talk a little about what we just done. We just took a trade saying the market will go up inside of the next close of the 10 minutes. And one of the things I'll cover next is really just the concept of support and resistance. I see a lot of tight trading here around this level, and I just got in really at this support level, and I'm looking to see a little bounce hopefully in the next few minutes so that we can exit this trade with a winner. Regardless, really the purpose of this video is just to get the concept out there of calling the market up and putting the market down. Calls and puts like what's on the basic EU style binary options. We'll do something on 0 to 100 later, and we'll be explaining something like that. I want to talk a little bit more about support and resistance. Right here on my little chart that's peeking through, you can see some real support and some resistance lines. Well, some real price action that's reflecting support right here. If we had to look at resistance, you can see a little resistance right there. I'm just using the FRB envelopes, and you see that's our, as we were touching into our sell zone where we look to do some puts. And down here we've got support, which is where buyers are supposedly going to come into the market and support that price and push the price action back up. This is resistance, where sellers will come into the market and resist the price going any higher. So inside of this little area here, we were around our support is indicated by price action, and this line right here is the +1/8. You can always tell it's a white line, and that indicates to us that we're already as far as the day, we're looking at a market that's rather bullish because we were already trading above the plus 1.8 line. Um, so we're just trying to take advantage of a little fast pop as we saw a little pull down. There are some other things here on my chart. We saw a little trend moving down with our ruined. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather today. We saw our accelerator turn and it's going green. That's a good sign that we're possibly about to see a reversal here. And I've got something I really want to do a whole different video on and talk about. This is the on balance volume indicator, and we see a little trend here as the market was starting to trade down. We see that OBV falling off, indicating to us that there's not a lot of volume of trading as this market trends off to this downside. So there's a possibility it looks like we're going to get called out of this trade, but we just see a continuation of that decrease in volume as the market continues to trend down. We could be close to the pop, we could be close to the bounce, maybe just not quite timed perfectly yet. So we'll see what happens, but I think we're gonna get called out on this one. Could have been my entry. I don't think my entry was very bad, but we're just not quite exhausted to the downside yet. What I'm going to do, which I usually wouldn't do, is we're going to take another trade and we're going to see what happens with this one. I'm going to pause the video here and we'll see what happens if we enter in another trade looking for a call. And we're in, and I'm going to pause the video right here. Okay guys, I screwed up. I didn't pause the video, I stopped the video. But as you can see, we actually won that first trade. It was very tight. And, we'll take a few pips, but we're usually trying to win by more than that. And we won that subsequent trade because the market and the trend finally actually was exhausted. And over here, let's just shrink this. Okay, over here on my chart, you can see my little arrows here. Those are the two spots we were looking to get in and get our pops to the upside. And you can see that fake out is finally drawn here onto our runes because we were oscillating slowly but surely up. And now we saw some stronger runes and price continued to trend up and repeat that consolidating pattern where we consolidate around the bottom and then we have a nice push up here in price action. See us pushing up. There wasn't a lot of indication on our on balance volume indicator during this time, and the reason that I decided to get into the trade at the particular time that I did is because I saw volume dropping off here, drop, and then I saw a little consolidation and the volume continued to drop off on our a little on balance volume indicator here, and that tells me that there's while this market was dropping, there were less guys and less money actually interested in bidding this market down, and that's a good sign that we could be getting ready with our timing for a reversal. And that's what we see happening is the market bounced right here. Another thing is our little artificial line. We were looking at our artificial line all along. This is just a man-made, it's an artificial line. It's hypothetical now. It's not gospel, but it is showing us that we are at some extreme highs on the day. So obviously the market is bullish, and at that price action around that line, we had just saw a pattern of price dipping below that line and pushing up, and we're just coming back here. Those trades that I was getting in on are just a repetition of that pattern. That's another thing I was trading around if I was going to do those calls to the upside. So you see, we're really covering a lot more in this one video than I intended for basic getting started with binary options, but essentially this is probably the most important thing. If I had to tell someone um, that hold my feet to the fire, don't worry so much about all these indicators. Indicators are going to take you some time to learn, and they're really best just used to make sure that you're objective in what you're seeing up here at the top of your chart. And we saw the previous day closing very bullish. We saw our Marays came out for the new day, and we were trading above 0.8s, and we saw that pattern consolidation around the Maray line at plus 1.8. I'm sorry, I may have said 0.8s, and we saw that pop, and then we see once again there's a little bounce right there, and we're coming down here, and that's where we got in at the first video. And I took 2 trades because I thought I was going to lose this one, and we won it. We eked that trade out. In the subsequent trade, we finally got what I was looking for, which is that exhaustion on that downtrend that the volume, the on balance volume indicator, was telling us about. Now, a lot of this came down to, and this is the last thing I'm going to harp on before I end this video. It's already longer than I anticipated, and plus I made a little work for myself. I'm going to have to merge it now because I didn't pause right. But the 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 point also is, for a long time prior to ever getting in and taking these actions right here, I was just watching the market. Even on the previous day, I was familiar with the price action and what was happening on the market. A lot of what you're going to have to do in order to find some success trading, sometimes it's not the actual trade, it's just watching for those that moon and the stars to line up, and that opportunity, like this indicator here on balance volume, like where we saw our accelerator begin the process of turning green, like when we were looking at our runes and we see we've got some runes to the downside, but we don't have any strong rune here. And most importantly, the action that we see, this pattern right here, then push up, and this pattern right here, and then push up, that we're seeing on our top chart, because that's really where the price and the action is. So all these things combined is what we're trying to get on our side while we're doing our trades. And hope you guys have enjoyed this. And once again, this is Alfred from BinaryOptionsTutor.com. Hopefully the first of many of my basics videos to just help guys that are new get involved with binary options.